I'm going to teach you
You're
something.
going to teach me more. I'm so excited. Like I said, I would love to do a whole quilt and get all of the perfection of this. So.
I think paper piecing is really fun. I think it's so precise. And this is a fantastic place to start. So we're going to follow along with this a little bit. It shows over here the diagram on how to cut these stackers. You can cut as many as you want at a time. I like to live on the edge and cut 6 or 8 of them at the same time.
Whoa! I hope you do have a
good
sharp rotary blade for 6 or 8 at a time.
So all you've got to do is cut a 3-inch strip, 3-inch, and 3-inch, and then you need 2 of them cut into a 7.5 strip. So you're going to stack those up, and then the last 3-inch one, we'll get rid of this stuff because this is all extra. You're going to cut that in half and have 2 5-inch strips.
Okay.
So those are ready, and once you've cut that entire layer cake into these sizes, then you've got everything you need to make this quilt.
Okay.
Besides the background.
That is so easy.
It's so easy.
Wow.
Because
that's one of those like I could do that.
Yeah. The thing that makes this one so easy is that they've given you the measurements inside this paper pad right here, and then you don't have to guess. Am I going to be wide enough to cover up this entire section so I can go from seam to seam? So you don't. I think this is a great place to start for anybody who is a little afraid of paper piecing.
So would you say that this one is very beginner friendly?
Very beginner friendly, and I've got to tell you, it was super fun to make. So I've got my background pieces cut as well. They're just triangles. It tells you to cut the squares and cut them in half. Nice thing about this, even though I've got a nice accurate 6-inch cut down the diagonal, 6-inch square, you don't have to be that perfect because you're going to be squaring these up. So you can see right here, I was off a little bit on that point. You can see it's a little bit
And that one's going to be
janky.
okay.
It's going to be just fine.
Okay.
So don't stress about that.
So it's got a little bit of forgiveness in the
does.
pattern. Okay.
Okay, so one last tool that you may have, but we do have these available, is the Caterpillar Glow. I forgot what they're called, the light box.
Yes.
And this is the mini. I like using this. This is a game changer for me in paper piecing. So
it is for me, like,
did you use it?
In all of life. Not just paper piecing.
Before I had this, I did my paper piecing like, okay, let me check up in the light, I did that. Wait, let me fold that. Does that fit right there? I did a lot of that. So, but if I turn this on and I put my pieces on here, and Cheri, you're going to do a little sewing for me.
Okay.
You lay this on here, and you can see.
Oh, you can see right through it.
Right. And this looks backward, but you're going to put this piece of paper right side down. So we've got wrong side up, and then I need number 1. I need step number 1 or placement number 1, and it tells you in the pattern exactly how to do that, also in the technique sheet. I'm going to lay that right side up. Oh, and they've given you such great fabric in this kit. This is a beautiful linen that doesn't have a right or wrong side.
Yay!
So you don't have to worry about it. And then, so you're going to lay that there, right side up. Okay? Now you're thinking, that feels backward.
It does. It always feels backward when you start.
But it's not. I promise you, trust the process. We're going to get there. The next piece, though, if you want to, you can pin that. I never do.
Do you ever use a glue stick?
Glue. You can use a glue stick too. I just don't because I'm going to hold it. And plus, this one is so well made. You can see your lines perfectly. This is piece number 2 in the placement. And I'm going to lay that right there because the reason I've got that right sides together is when I fold that open, this is how the quilt is going to look. My seam will be right here. And then this is the front of the block. Okay. Does that make sense? So you would stitch right along there. And these first 2 pieces when you're paper piecing are the very best. They're the funnest because there's not hardly any trimming, no guesswork. So that's what you would do. So before we go on, you don't need to sew that one, but I'm going to go ahead and get this one.
Because I was getting a little bit nervous.
Yeah, no, don't worry. So I've got that already sewn right there. And then I'm going to take this, press it back like this, and you're wondering, do I take that to the iron every time? No, you do not. We're going to use this little seam roller.
So is that enough?
That is enough.
Okay.
It works great. Now you can see, I'm going to move the light box. You will use the light box a lot as you're placing these, but I'm going to move it for now. You can see right there, that's kind of wide for a 1/4 inch seam allowance, don't you think?
You sewed it wrong.
No, I promise I didn't. I should have tried to make it a little more closer to 1/4 inch, but before you can leave that, honestly, I have before, because it's not gonna show through. But if you wanna trim that down to a 1/4 inch, flip your paper over. This is your seam line right there that you just stitched on. And you can take this back, fold your paper right on that seam line.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yep, we fold it back.
And then you're gonna take, this is where the magic comes in, the attic
the
border.
magic spot.
So you'll put that right there, and you can see, I can slide that right there because it has that little ledge hooking right there on the thickness of the paper and the 2 pieces of fabric. So you can take that right there, you take your nice sharp rotary cutter, go right along that, and now you've got a perfect 1/4 inch seam.
So what about like these dog ears? Do I need to
Don't
do
worry about it
anything
yet.
with them? Nothing
Nope,
with those
because you're
yet.
going to go back
Okay.
and square this block down. Now, you can just press that again and keep that at a perfect 1/4. Now we got to move on though. We've got to add number 3.
Okay.
So let's get back to our light box. I'll just put that right there for a minute. And then we're going to put, what piece of paper? There we go. Number 3 is right here. It looks weird, you can hardly tell, but I've got to put number 3 on right there.
So do you have any tips like to make sure we put it in the right spot? Like,
Well, since they have this numbered, you're going to be fine. Most of them do number for you because
Okay.
you just, you won't be able to, unless you're just going to do, strip piecing and just keep adding as you go without any real pattern. But this one has it numbered, and you can just lay that right there. You can see that you're going to have plenty of space because if you look real closely, I don't have anything to point with here, but you can see the darkness of that line right there. That's going to be my seam line right there. So if I lay this on right here, I'm going to give this to Cheri, and we're going to flip this over, and she's going to use the front to stitch.
right on the
there,
line?
Right on that line. Now, one other thing that we've done with the machining before we started is we've shortened up the stitch. I put it down at 2, I think, on that one.
That's what it looks like.
And then, because you're going to need to tear these papers off at some point, because you don't want to leave them in there.
Oh, so by lowering it, then it's easier to tear it off?
Much easier.
Okay.
Much easier. Let me bring my light box back.
So do you go clear off your paper, or do you stop at the dot?
Oh, good point. I'm glad
Okay.
you brought that up. You're going to sew all the way off of your paper at least by a 1/4 inch.
Okay.
Because that's got to go into the seam allowance. Let's bring that over here and show them what you've done. So you can see, well, whoops, what am I going to do there?
Oh, no.
It's sewn into the seam, so it doesn't really matter. We're going to pull that right there, pull it back a little bit, lay it down flat, and press our paper right along that seam.
Okay, so that's good to know, because
Yep.
I would have panicked.
Yep, you don't need to. We're going to put this right back on there, and it's not quite long enough, but like I said, you can just slide that right along there. And as you're cutting. So we'll put that right there. I'll start right here. Put that back down. There we go. Now we've got a nice 1/4 inch seam.
Okay.
I'm going to fold that paper back
Look,
over.
I look like professional.
Yeah, you do. And we're going to do this. Push that back over. And look at her beautiful little perfect 90-degree angle.
That's what I love about the paper
Yeah.
piecing, is that it is so perfect.
It does look really good. So I've got to put on these two little outer edges. So let me get that out of the way. The background pieces. Let's trim this one real quick. Again, I've got to pull that back some. So you can see I've pulled back quite a bit right there.
Yeah, and there's a lot to trim on this one.
There is. I've got a lot of that because it's extended so far, and we've got a seam that goes like right down the middle of number 3. So let me press that down really quick. I've got my right side down. Okay, that looks right, doesn't it?
It
But
does,
If I sewed
but-
right there, it would be completely wrong. So I kept going, what am I doing wrong? Well, you've got to remember that your seam is actually vertical right there. So I need to put this on in this way because I'm going to press it to go over that way. So that's the only confusing
Ooh,
part of this
So
one.
you're kind of auditioning it here.
Yes. That is the beauty of this. You can lay this all out and kind of audition it before you actually sew it down. So I can see, and if I had my light box turned up a little brighter, you could see that seam right, or that seam line right through there. But I do know that that is correct. I'm just peeling it back a little bit. Let's see how you did. Let's fold it back right here. What do you think?
I love that.
And I'm going to grab my little cutter, add a quarter, and my rotary cutter.
So then the last thing we have to do is just to do the 4
you've got
pieces
to put all
together.
4 of these together.
Okay.
But we've got to square it up a little bit. In the pattern, or on the paper that they've given you, there's a little line on here that says first trim line. You're going to need to square this so that we can sew those seams together. So I've just taken this right here. I just got myself a regular ruler right along that line, and then right along this line. Now, what do you think we need to do next? We've got to get some of these sewn together.
Probably just put them right sides together.
Yeah, do you think you take the paper off?
No.
You do not take the paper off, yep.
Because it's the very last, because your quilt has to get all crinkly first.
Exactly. That's right. So then, let me get these out of the way here. You're going to take those, you're going to trim 2 of those, sew them right on that sewing line right there. So now that I've done that first trim, and it'll show you this on your papers, it says sewing line right there. You're going to stitch. A nice thing that they've done for you is they've got a little, it's really hard to see it, but they've got a teeny tiny dot right there. You can line that up with a straight pin so that your intersections are perfect. So you can see that right there.
Oh, and then you've got your perfect points.
Yeah, that's right. Press that open and then tear off this seam right here.
Okay.
Then once you get those 2 together, you'll repeat that same thing for these 2. You just lay them out. You can audition them however you think, whatever looks good, whatever you think looks like a good color.
And look at that.
There's that for you right there.